Hi guys, this is Chandra and I'm here to show the tutorial on how I made my scrapbook folder folio, which, excuse me, where's it at, is this thing right here. So we're going to do this part first, and then the second part of the video will be making all the tags that go inside of it. You're going to need cardstock, paper trimmer, bone folder, score tape, and scissors for this. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements of the cardstock that you need now. You need a sheet that measures 11 by 9.5, one that measures 11 by 9, one that measures 11 by 7, 3 that measures 6 by 12, and one that measures 6.5 by 12. Excuse me, I've got a cold, so the first sheet that we're going to be messing with is one that measures 9.5 by 12, and we're going to stick it in our scoreboard with the 9.5 inch side at the top, and we're going to score at 1 1/8, which is just a little tick mark on the right side of the one. So we make sure it's all the way over against the side of this and all the way at the top, and we're going to score at 1 1/8. And then we're going to score again at 1.5. The second one we're going to be scoring is one that measures 11 by 7. And we're going to stick it in so that the 7-inch side is at the top, and we're going to score at 6 and 6 3/8, which is the one tick mark after the 1/4 inch. The one that measures 9 by 11, we're not going to do anything to. Excuse me. The next pieces that we're going to deal with are the ones that measure 6 by 12 and the one that measures 6.5 by 12. And basically, we're going to score 1/2 inch on both short sides and 1/2 inch on one long side on all 4 of those pieces. So I'm going to start off with this 6.5 by 12, and I'm going to score at 6. And I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on each side. Obviously, the ones that measure 6 by 12, I am scoring at 5.5. Now, this is the basic construction of the folder folio that we're making. The inside middle has some pockets. We're going to score those now while we have our scoreboards out. You're going to need 2 pieces that measure 7 1/4 by 4 3/4, and 2 pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to score 1/2 inch on the 2 short sides and the 1 long side. So I'm going to stick the 7 1/4 inch up there and score it at 1/2 inch, and then 6 3/4. I'm going to rotate it and score at 4 1/4. I've been trying to figure out how to use Movie Maker to edit videos, and I'm a moron because I can't figure it out. So we'll see if eventually I'll be able to do it. Now we're done with the scoreboard for right now, so let's go put it up. Now I'm going to do it in steps because I find it easiest to do it in steps. Is that washed out to you? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Well, you have to let me know if this is better than the first half of it. I don't know. It seems kind of... I don't know. I'm using a different program than just my webcam program, so... There. I don't know. So I'm just going to fold on all my score marks. And then I'm going to apply score tape to the flaps, and then I'm going to attach them to the other side of the paper. So the right side of the folio is the one that was measuring 9.5 by 11. So that's this side right here. And then the left side was the one that measured 11 by 7, and that's over here. So I'm going to apply my score tape to the fronts of these, right here, these larger flaps, so that when I attach this, it's on the back. I'm going to actually try to use, let's see what happens when I use the ATG gun, because I am going to attach it to the back, but then I'm also going to attach another piece of cardstock, patterned paper I should say, to the back of the folio, so that might act as kind of a reinforcer here. I don't typically use ATG because I think the score tape is stronger. We'll see. So this again is the 9.5 by 11, and this is the 9 by 11 sheet that we didn't score or anything, and I'm going to place this on top of this. Right here is the gusset that we made, right here, and then we're going to attach it here. We're going to attach it a little left of this crease there because we want to still be able to fold it. So I'm going to put it like this just so it's easier, whoops, for me to line up. And again, I am making sure that I stay on the left side of my score mark. And then I'm going to attach the 11 by 7 sheet the same exact way. I'm making sure that it's lined up here on the top and also on the bottom. So right there's the basics of the folder folio. Now I'm just going to reinforce my scores, and I'm going to look at it and make sure, like right here, you can kind of see right there how that's sticking out. I'm going to open this up. It's lined up. Is it lined up? Lined up on the bottom. So I can rotate it around, and I'm going to actually cut that little smidgen off of there. I must have rotated my sheet when I was cutting it on my paper trimmer. I like the paper trimmer, but I still think it wobbles a little bit, and it can create some wonky cuts sometimes. So I'm just cutting that off so I have a clean edge. Alright, so now that we have that done, we're going to do the pockets for the inside and the two outside. So I'm going to lay this aside for a moment, and we're going to take out the 6 by 12 and the 6.5 by 12, and we're going to do the same thing to all of these. So we're going to fold on our score marks, and I'm folding the flaps in like this, and then I'm reinforcing my scores. And then when I fold them in, and it creates a square right there, I'm just going to cut out that square. I'm going to kind of miter it a little bit, like that and that. So now just have that piece taken out. I'm going to do that to all 4 of these sheets here. You want them all in like this, and you're going to apply your adhesive right here and right along the bottom there. I'm going to use score tape on all of them. Tape on all these pieces here. So I like to place my side flaps down first, and then the bottom flap. That way, when I stick my tags inside, they don't get stuck on this piece right here, because they could get stuck if I do it like this. They'll get stuck in that corner. So I'm going to bring in my actual folio, and we're going to start with, we're going to do the 6 by 12 pieces, and I'm just going to remove the tape backing. On all 3 sides. And again, I'm going to push the 2 sides down first, and then the bottom goes on top of that. And I'm going to flip, this is my right side, front of my page. I'm just flipping it open. Because I'm putting my pocket like this, and this is the folded edge of the pocket, and I'm going to line it up to the open edge of this piece here, making sure that it's lined up on the bottom and also on the side. And if my measurements are right, it should just be lined up on the top as well. And I'm just adhering it down. So here's my right page. And I'm going to open it up and do the inside right, which is also 6 by 12. And I have to look because I can't remember. Okay. And this one I'm going to attach here towards the spine. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. I swear cold medicine makes it loopy. And it's not working because I'm still congested. So I'm going to line up the folded edge of my pocket with right in front of the crease. The score mark for my spine, you want it to be just like a hair in front of it so that it still has room to close without getting all obstructed. And that is done. Now here's the left front pocket, and we're gonna do the same thing. Take off our tape. Folding my bottom flap on top of my side flaps. And then I'm going to apply this to this edge here. Again, I'm still working on the front. I just opened it up so that you would be able to see better what I'm doing. Make sure it's lined up along the cut edge, and there we go. So this is the front left, and this is the right side. So now we're going to do the inside left. And this is where you're going to attach the 6.5 inch one. So I just removed the tape backing off the 2 sides, putting the bottom on there. Whoops, thought I had it. And now we're going to apply it with the folded edge against the corner here. I'm telling you, this Windows 8.1 is driving me nuts, and I consider myself not a retard on computers. It's just very different from what I'm used to. Alright, so there is the basic construction. Here's the pocket, the left front pocket, the right front pocket, right inside pocket. So now we're going to do the little pockets here. And we just need to fold on our score marks. Let's move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to fold on my score marks, cut out the squares in the corners, apply score tape just the same way we did, and then attach them. Now I'm going to cut out the corners again, mitering the corners just a little bit as well on all 4 pieces. Applying the score tape on the flaps where they're folded. I feel like I should be talking the whole time I make a video. Like there shouldn't be any silence, but I'm not on QVC, so I guess it's alright. Okay, so I'm going to bring down my folio here, and I'm going to start with a 4x6 piece on the bottom. And again, I'm tearing off the tape off my 2 sides, and I'm going to put the bottom onto the, I'm going to line up the folded edge with the cut edge here. And again, just a smidgen on the left side of the score mark. Now I'm going to take one of the little ones here, take off the tape backing, do exactly the same thing. Oh, you know what? I totally scored the wrong pieces. What did I tell you? 3 3/4 by 4 3/4? Huh. So that would be 3 3/4, and this would be 4 3/4. Whoa. What did I do wrong here? This is actually supposed to be 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. 3 3/4. I scored the wrong size. I gave you the right measurements, I just scored wrong. So when you're scoring these pieces here, I'm just going to have to cut them again. I have 2 pieces here left over. Sorry about that. 4 3/4, 3 3/4. Alright, for real this time. we want this to be a finished scored of 2 3/4. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch on each side when the 3 3/4 inch side is at the top. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch and then at 3 1/4. Rotate it so that the 4 3/4 inch side is at the top, and then score at 4 1/4. And that's going to make our skinny pieces there. So we want to score 1/2 inch on 2 long sides and 1 short side for the small pockets. So I'm just quickly going to do this again. You might not see me because I'm off camera a little bit, but applying tape while it's in its folded position, and I still want 2 sides down first, then put the bottom on top of the 2 sides. So now, back to where we were. Taking off the tape backing on the 2 sides first, putting the bottom on top of those, and taking off the bottom. Now, this, we're butting up against the left side here of the fold from the previous pocket that we installed, and placing it in. Now we're going to apply the second larger piece to the piece, and then we'll be done with this part. They've been good in here. So I'm applying this to the right side, making sure that I'm on the left of my score mark, and flush against the top of these pockets here. And now this side. And again, I'm making it flush to the top of the last pockets, the bottom pockets, and flush against to the right side pocket. And there is basically the base of the folder folio. So the next video is going to be of making the pockets inserts for this. Thank you.